If you're buying a home for the first time in New Jersey, did you know that closing costs are the fees and expenses you're expected to pay when you close on a home? If you're stopping by here for the first time, I'm Christine Alexiou, your Bergen County Realtor, and if you want to learn more about Bergen County, its lifestyles, real estate, towns, top-rated schools, then please hit the subscribe button below and I'll share all the details with you. So let's get into talking about those closing costs. So I'm talking about this because I have had a lot of home buyers not knowing that they need closing costs fees, and these are additional fees that a lot of people don't plan for. They're separate fees from your down payment, and they're typically paid to third parties and not the home seller. The estimated closing costs are on an average of 3% of the sale price of the home you're going to purchase. Now, when you're buying a home, it's really important to understand every step of the process. So let me talk about some of these common costs that a New Jersey buyer can expect to see. If you need a mortgage, your fees are going to be like this. You're going to have a mortgage origination fee, and banks and mortgage lenders charge origination fees when they're creating your loan. Now, the loan origination fees are usually around 1% of your mortgage amount. Now, the amount of your mortgage origination fees, they may be negotiable, and it really depends on your credit and the risk factor of your loan. The higher your FICO score and the more collateral you put up, then the more likely you will be able to negotiate on your origination fees. And then you're going to have appraisal fees. Now, at some point, you'll need to have a professional appraiser. They come out to the property and they assess the value of it. And now these fees are typically paid by you, and they generally cost between $300 and $500. Now, this is all depending on the location of the property, the size, and the type of property you're going to be purchasing. Then there's title insurance. Now, title insurance protects the buyer and the lender from defects in the property title, like outstanding taxes and any liens from the previous owners. Now, virtually all mortgage lenders and banks require title insurance, and it is a very important thing to have. And if you're paying cash, you might even need to have this also. Now, there are two types of title insurance policies. It's an owner's policy that protects your investment, and a lender's policy that protects your mortgage company's investment. Now, in New Jersey, typically the buyer is required to cover the cost of the title insurance, which is about 0.5% to 1% of the sale price. And then there's discount points. You can prepay some of your interest at closing by purchasing discount points. Now, if you purchase discount points up front, it will reduce the interest rate on your mortgage, and that's what your lender is going to charge you. And then there's private mortgage insurance, otherwise known as PMI. Now, among closing costs, if private mortgage insurance or PMI, it's in the event of a foreclosure, and PMI protects the lender from losing their money. All conventional loans with a down payment under 20% require a PMI. Now, these fees may vary, and it depends on the cost. It's usually between 0.3% and 1.5% of the loan that you're taking out. Whether you're a cash buyer or you need a mortgage, you're going to have some prepaid costs, and some of those costs are property taxes and homeowners insurance. You're going to need to buy a property survey, and you do that before the sale closes. And generally, a surveyor is going to charge between $350 and $500. You're going to need to have a home inspection. Every buyer should have a home inspection completed before closing. Now, buyers with certain types of mortgages might have a certain set of inspection requirements from the lenders, but buyers with cash, they're just going to do a regular home inspection without any additional inspections. You need to make sure you know what you're getting before you finalize the sale. So a typical home inspection with a radon testing and a wood destroying insect inspection is around, I want to say around $800. Depends on the size of the property also. Some of the other miscellaneous costs you're going to encounter when buying a home are things like You're going to have to pay for a credit report fees, flood certification fees if you're in flood zone, loan closing fees, attorney fees. If you're buying a condo or a townhouse, you're going to have to pay HOA fees as well. If you need assistance with closing costs in New Jersey, there are a couple of programs available. One of them is if you're a low-income buyer and a first-time home buyer, you may qualify for grants. Now, the New Jersey Housing and Mortgage Finance Authority, they have down payment assistance programs that if you qualify, you may be given up to $10,000 towards down payments and closing costs. Now, that is a great big help for you. Then there are also some local and federal closing grants available, and it really depends on where you live and what type of property you're going to be purchasing. Another savings could be is you can negotiate the closing costs with the seller. It's likely that you'll negotiate these costs while you're negotiating your purchase agreement. Now, you may be able to get the seller to cover more of the closing costs if you forego certain repairs on the inspections or agree to a quick closing. And this really depends on what type of market you're in. And you might even ask your lender about some closing costs. Maybe they have programs that they can offer you as well. So please make sure you have enough money saved before you head out looking for homes. If you want to learn more about the steps from contract to closing on purchasing a home in New Jersey, watch this next video here. Give a thumbs up and leave a comment below, please, so I know that you're getting value out of these videos and it motivates me to make more of them. If you're moving to Bergen County, New Jersey, and you would like my help, my contact information is below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you soon.